Hey guys, and welcome back to another review of Team DissTube with my friends Aiden and Joel. Say hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, they have every right to be depressed. And that's because we just watched, how would you describe it?
Awful.
I think maybe the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow, really?
I don't know.
I think,
There's a couple that might beat it out, but at the very least, it is the worst movie out of the ones I've watched with you
guys. Up there with Emoji Movie.
Really,
and
it's
Dougal.
worse than Tom and Jerry?
No, that.
I mean, it's worse than Chicken Little.
It's way worse than Chicken Little.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, all right. So first of all, we need to go over Tom and Jerry as a series. Actually, fuck that. Let's just get right into the movie.
You all know Tom and Jerry. It's
yeah, we all know it. Like, we're not gonna spend 5 minutes like every other critic. Let's just get right in. So the movie begins with like thanks. That's really nice.
Starts with classic Tom and Jerry shtick.
We'll just take turns narrating. So
we all saw the same stuff, and then
I like it, cut G.
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you.
Wait, that was the best take you got from him? Boo! Their house gets destroyed or whatever, and then they have nowhere to go, and then...
Denied.
Eventually, when they're on this alley or whatever, they suddenly can...
Well, actually, there were a couple details he skipped, but, like, I'll go over them really quickly. Tom's owner must really fucking hate him because she leaves him without a second thought.
You also see her face.
Oh, yeah. You know it's not a real Tom and Jerry movie because the adults the adult figures actually have faces.
That was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
pretty much, yeah. So, like, anyway, Tom tries to follow them, but is chased back by this bulldog, which is not Spike, by the way. File your complaints here. So then he gets stuck inside his abandoned house and has trouble sleeping. And then people decide to destroy his house for no reason whatsoever. And then Jerry tries to be friends with him, but he refuses because he's a fascist. And, then it eventually comes to the point where he tries to kill Jerry. And then there's this dog, this really scruffy little shit named Pugsy, who has a flea named Frankie hiding inside him, who kind of sounds like Tom Kenny.
Yeah, but it's not Tom Kenny.
First time out in the cold, right? And instead of being pals, you're fighting like a cat and a mouse.
They are a cat and a mouse, Pugsy.
Ding, ding, ding! What do we have for
Frankie, the name is Pugsy.
And I'm Javert.
What's yours?
I'm Tom. I'm Jerry.
And then suddenly, out of nowhere, Tom and Jerry just talk.
Yeah.
They just talk out of nowhere.
God knows you can't have them not speak for an entire movie. You know, everything's got to be spoon-fed to those kids. Besides, they'll watch anything, right? We don't actually have to put effort.
That is true, though. Yeah, I mean, that is why so many people saw the Emoji Movie.
I feel like a lot of people watch the Emoji Movie because they're expecting it to be, like, super, like, so bad it's good, and that it wasn't even that. Here's my main issue with the movie. It's just...
Not Tom and Jerry?
It's bad in a way that isn't particularly interesting, and that is the worst kind of bad movie.
Yeah, like, it makes you mad, but not mad enough that you think you'd actually want to talk about it. So what happens after they start talking, Joel?
No, you can go ahead.
Oh, you don't want to say it? Okay, alright. So, they start singing.
Pugsy's right, fellas. Listen.
We two were friends to the end. Ain't we, my friend?
The greatest gift in life's a friend.
He's a very
Be like a sex star, a trend. We're friends to the end. You guys are the greatest. I love it.
forgot it's a fucking musical too, because kind of a musical. There's 5 songs, none of
No,
which I
there's actually
remember.
like 6.
6, whatever.
Because there's the friendship song, the Alley Cat song. The,
None of which I would
An
be
awful song. Oh wait, that's all of them.
to remember even a single note, a line, just anything from any of the songs. I could not tell you. They were.
Okay, so like I know. Well, let's go over this: the friendship song, the punk rock song, the money song, the animal song, the animal exploitation song, the oh my god I'm so sad
Called it
song,
the punk rock song, like that.
and then there's just
Okay.
kidding. Yeah, that's an insult to punk rock. I'm sorry.
It's not even
um,
punk rock. It's just like a basic show tune. It's not.
And then there's the pedophile song, and there's a reprise of, and then in the credits there was a reprise of the oh my god I'm so sad, pity me song. All right, so
I thought you just casually call it the pedophile song.
Yeah,
I
especially
mean,
because
like-
this guy isn't technically a pedophile, that you just made that up.
come on, his name's Captain Kitty, and she woke up in his fucking bed.
So
He's
you
a
think
pedophile.
so you think that the purpose of when they're making this movie, they want to make him a pedophile?
Yes, yes,
No,
I do.
I
No.
doubt that they did that, but
They
like,
probably didn't
you
do it
just
on
watch
purpose, but
you're
it came off like that
yeah.
anyway. So
Anyway,
fuck
let's
off.
continue on with the plot. Where were
Wait, what
we?
plot? There's a plot? There's a plot?
Where were we even? Because I.
Oh,
don't-
yeah, so, like, Tom and Jerry, immediately after betraying everyone in the audience by singing about how much they love being friends, they start hating each other again.
A cat and a mouse? Friends? That's disgusting. No way.
Ooh, you just got put in the not friend zone. So, that was pointless.
Okay, let me just point out, this was about the time that I totally checked out of this movie and knew it was going to be utter crap. And I just don't
You were
care.
smart.
I
You
don't
were absolutely
care
smart.
about anything in this movie
They-
and anything it stands for because it's total crap.
The whole thing of their friendship, like their friendship dynamic, I feel like that's supposed to be a major plot point, and then they just gloss over it for like half the goddamn movie.
Well, they
It sounds
definitely
that
were
was
jumping
gonna
back
be
and
something
forth with
important.
Yeah, like, they tried to mix the main plot with Tom and Jerry being friends. We'll get to the main plot in a second. So, after they sing about that, Pugsy and Tom Kenny get, I think it was Tom Kenny, maybe.
It's not Tom Kenny.
It's not Tom Kenny.
Okay, whatever.
I
sounds
literally looked it up, and this movie came out before his first role.
Okay, whatever. So whatever, they got kidnapped by Bowser. I mean, these Mexican wrestlers, I think.
So many characters are in this movie that just feel like they're gonna be really important, and then they aren't, and they never show up again.
Example proven is like Tom's owners who just might as well have walked into another fucking show. And Tom meets these group of like wannabe punk rock artists who are cats, and they start singing about how much they love being evil and disgusting and shit, and they like lick him to death with their hideous tongues.
What the heck do we care? What do we care? God, no! Cried in the heavens! What do we care? Why have you cursed me so?
Charity live stream today at 11 a.m.
And then they die, and they're never seen again.
Yeah, basically, they're never mentioned again. Could you believe that?
They seem like they'll be important, and then nope.
It almost feels like this was supposed to be like multiple episodes of the show, and then they just decide, nah, fuck it, we're making it one movie. Kind of.
No,
Or
that
maybe
thing-
It
not.
seems like a fan film, honestly. If Tom and Jerry were to talk and this was a musical.
Yeah,
That's
that-
exactly
that-
what this is.
That is actually a really good way to put it. So yeah, Tom and Jerry pretend to tolerate each other's existence after that, and I should probably turn off the TV because it's soaking up the electricity. Fuck, I can't talk. Okay, so then they run into the real plot, which is
So, your name's Robin and you ran away from home. How did you know?
I have telekinesis.
No! I'm afraid I don't have a home anymore. I'm an orphan. My mother died when I was a baby.
Wow, look at all the fucks I give.
My father's on an expedition climbing a mountain when the snow gave way. He was the most wonderful father in the world.
Nope, still don't care, get lost.
Aunt Fig was always calling me orphan. She even stole my locket and threw it out the window. But I climbed out and found it, and I'm never going back.
Yeah, what the fuck is this Diet Disney bullshit? I thought this was about Tom and Jerry.
I thought this was all about me.
At this point, Tom and Jerry are basically just there to help a girl named Robin Starling, who is, by the way, in no way affiliated with Anne-Marie Elizabeth from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah. So yeah, she comes in and just like immediately starts whining about how much her life sucks, and you could not possibly give a shit because she just came in out of nowhere and there was no fucking evidence of her being in this up to this point.
I think that's a little harsh. I think they had to throw in a plot point, so you kind of have to give a shit.
I mean, like,
either of you
it's hard to because
name
it's this
a
movie.
single personality trait that Robin had, because I'm struggling here.
No.
She's sad.
Yeah,
She's sad.
that's not
Wow,
really
that
a
really narrows it
personality.
down. She
That's
should
not
go
a
up there.
personality trait, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a feeling everyone has. Wow. Come to think of it, when I used to consider myself an expert on this movie, and even I didn't notice that until now. Fuck me. All right, so I say so much.
Honestly,
Go on.
every character in this movie has either one personality trait or zero personality traits.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I hate about this movie?
Aside from
There's-
everything.
Aside from everything, yes. What I hate about this movie, there's so many stereotypes. Like,
Oh yeah, the stereotyping.
that's something that bothers me about movies. If you're gonna make a movie, be original. Don't be every other movie that's ever existed. Because then just make it a show.
Yeah. Like, it feels like every character in this movie is either a one-off or possibly a villain in disguise.
Eventually, you get to her aunt or whatever, who is
Aunt Fig, yeah. And
or,
you know she's
Dollar
evil
Store
because...
Ursula.
Yeah. You know she's evil because she's fat and has an evil face.
Her husband or boyfriend or whatever, I don't know. He's Dollar Store Robbie Rotten.
No, this was before Robbie Rotten. He
I
looks
don't
like
care,
Dan
he's Dollar
Backslide
Store Robbie
from,
Rotten.
the
That's what I'm gonna
Dover
call
Boys.
him.
Sure, why not? So yeah, he comes in and he's then complaining about how much they love money. They can't live without it. And then he says this,
We've got to have money.
which is probably one of the few things to get out of this movie, which was that funny line.
They also had the
Just
worst
corporations
song
and
in this
invention.
movie filled with really bad songs.
Really? That was the worst?
I think it was the worst, honestly. It's some stiff competition, but... But then again, I'm not gonna listen to them again, so I'm not gonna
Okay.
confirm whether or not that's true or not.
Yeah, it's basically just her saying she's, female Donald Trump. That's basically it.
And then you get some of that. Eventually, you get to this one scene in the kitchen. Oh yeah, by the way, there's this dog, and the dog is fat. Haha, it's funny. You can laugh now.
That was his steak.
Or literally, it's the dog version of the electric wheelchair you see at supermarkets. You're like, I'm funny, I'm fat. And
Yeah, basically.
Then there's this scene in the kitchen. You get some classic Tom and Jerry shtick for like 3 minutes.
But it
and
feels
then back
really-
to the shitty movie.
Yeah, it feels really jarring because the rest of the movie tries to be like a wannabe Disney movie, and
mean,
it
it's-
just doesn't work.
Even though
It's funny, you know what I just realized? Some of these parts, it was like Tom and Jerry episode, and the rest of the movie is just the commercial break in the middle.
Yeah,
That you
yeah.
want to get over.
That is a very, yeah. It's almost like they were originally planning for it to be a legit Tom and Jerry movie, and then decided, nah, fuck it, we gotta be like Disney.
And even like this was like during Renaissance era Disney. This was like right during
Yeah,
like
this was like right during it. I think it was right after the rest.
right when Beauty and the Beast got released. I think.
That was a great movie.
I mean, yeah, everyone knows that, but
Yeah, but like I only really truly appreciated it after watching the live action movie, which was not that good.
We're
But that's a
going
topic
off
for
on-
another day. You're right. Okay. So, unsurprisingly, Tom and Jerry get kicked out almost immediately. But not because they fucked up the kitchen. No, that was fine. But because they uncovered the very unsurprising truth that Robin's father, he looks like Tom Selleck. Robin's shithole of a father who abandoned her to be with two assholes is actually alive.
I don't get your issue with her dad. Like, he couldn't have done anything about what she was left with.
I mean, that is true. I guess I just like, I don't know. I guess I just like imagining most parents in animated movies as assholes because that's usually the case. I'm just so used to it. Sorry. In his defense, he's not like really bad. He truly didn't have any idea. He couldn't have known. He was also probably dying.
Hold it! What's a big rush?
Read this. It's from Bowser. Dear beautiful plumbers,
I'm going to fuck you.
and please, you come. I can't wait.
So yeah, they get shipped off to this man named what was his name? I already forgot.
I don't fucking remember. You've seen this movie more than I have. I don't know what you're expecting
Honestly,
me to remember.
it's like all over the
Ass
place. I don't-
Cheeks.
Oh.
Ass Cheeks. No, Dr. Apple Cheeks. Apple Cheeks.
Now I'm gonna call him Dr. Ass Cheeks.
I like
So,
that.
Dr. Ass Cheeks is a short, fat old man who loves animals because they make him good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought he was gonna be a good person because
All of these
No,
all of
no,
these
no, he
characters,
isn't,
like I
no.
said, all the villains, they don't have any personality other than ha ha hoo hoo, I am evil.
I make outrageous oodles from Pete's and Poms and Poodles.
And it also is revealed that he was the one behind the Mexican dudes kidnapping Pugsy and Frankie, who nobody cared about. So then Tom and Jerry
Oh no,
immediately-
not Pugsy and Frankie.
What
I'm
a
gonna miss
tragedy
them.
indeed.
How'd you two guys wind up in a fix like this?
We met this little orphan girl.
Her name's Robin.
Only she's not an orphan.
Her father's alive.
Yeah, but you don't know it yet.
What?
Her Aunt Fig got us before we could tell her.
What?
We gotta bust out of here.
What?
The kid's gotta know.
What?
Sure,
What?
And then afterwards, we briefly see Droopy. He makes a cameo because he does in like every Tom and Jerry movie.
My time has come.
And then
And you know what? I think that was the best part of the movie.
It was the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
Only
so-
downhill from here.
so
Also-
yeah, then afterwards, before we mention this, there is another fucking song, and I would probably be bawling my eyes out if I wasn't laughing so hard at how shitty the child actor.
Evan's dog
singing
made a
is.
cameo, which was cool.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
My dog actually made a cameo.
Making a name for himself. It's cool. Anyway, on to the
So
movie.
the point that I was saying was that like this movie, I do not exaggerate when I say that the song breaks are like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they're either like 2 minutes between songs or like the entire fucking rest of the movie between songs.
Well, yeah, it's like the first few songs. There's like 3 songs in 5 minutes. It
Yeah.
feels like, and then there's a good half hour before the next song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Sounds like they kind of wanted to make a musical and then they just forgot they were making a musical and then they're like, oh yeah, we're making a musical. Let's just, we'll throw some more songs in there.
do I miss you? Count the stars, multiply by 10.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
It really feels like this. You know what, guys? It sounds like it was made on Mad Libs.
Kind of, yeah. You know what? You know those Family Guy episodes where like,
This is the cutaway gag.
no, not even the cutaway guy. You know there will be Family Guy episodes where like they'll have this plot going on and then like in the first quarter of the plot they just completely shift plots with this flimsy reasoning.
Right, yeah, this is that first part that
I've never
shifts
seen
over
Family
that
Guy.
sets up the second plot.
I've never seen Family Guy.
Okay. Well,
But,
I thought
yeah.
a lot of shows do that. Like Simpsons does it a lot, where there's just this first plot, and then. But Family Guy, I feel like does it the most often. Anyway, that's what this feels like. Just a game of round robin where they just completely change plots throughout the movie.
Yeah, don't ask why I decided to have sunglasses. I just thought it'd be cool. Alright, so... Ah, fuck, I say that all the time. What happens after the shitty child song?
I don't remember.
You know this movie better than us.
I just wanted you guys to narrate it, jeez.
I have no
They get on a shitty raft and try to make a great escape again.
yeah, that
but then it turns out that
Which time? They did this about 15 times, I think.
in a shocking twist, it turns out that it wasn't an iceberg that sank the Titanic. It was Tom and Jerry on a wooden plank.
Pedophiles.
It's alive! Great wobbling wattles! How are you feeling, little lady? Are you okay?
No!
You are the lucky guest of Captain Kitty.
I'm also going to be a completely superfluous character. Yay! This movie's awesome!
Oh yeah, then they go
That's
on
the
this
plot twist
island
of
or
the
whatever, and they meet this dude who I'm pretty sure is Jeffrey Epstein.
Probably.
Yeah, so this motherfucker, he just he kidnaps the girl and probably does some stuff to her while she's asleep.
No, he doesn't. You're both dumb.
I mean, we are. It's just funny.
Funny.
It-
And then
he sings another song. Just when you think that he's gonna have an introduction that doesn't involve a musical number, they decide to shit out one more.
yeah.
No one who ever played the theater knows how to milk an audience.
And it's here when I realized that this song in particular probably could have been okay, if not even good, if it was sung by someone who could actually fucking carry a tune. But that's just my personal opinion, hot take.
I just think all of these songs are really uninteresting.
Uninteresting, and honestly, I think...
Not even bad, just I completely forget they even happened as soon as they're done.
I think that songs, they're defined by how memorable they are. None of these songs are memorable.
At least
And
show
you could have-
tunes.
You
Show
could have the
tunes,
best
you
song-
should
You could have
need-
the best singer ever sing these. It would not matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With show tunes especially, they need to stick in your head. Otherwise, they feel completely fucking pointless. In this one, they just fucking don't.
And this movie is only an hour and a half, but it feels like 2 hours.
It feels like 3.5.
Yeah, I kept thinking it's gonna be over, it's gonna be over. At the scene where
There's
where they
been
get
multiple
run over
times
by
when
the
we watched the
Titanic, and I was
movie
just
where
like-
I had to look and see how much longer it was gonna be, and every single
They
time I
constantly
checked,
tried to
it
walk
felt
out.
like it was not long enough. Joel did.
if there was no time left, there would have been too much time left in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so yeah, after that little incident, Aunt Fig and Lickboot actually decide to create a false reward for capturing Robin of $1 million, which they probably have enough to pay off in reality, even though they said they didn't.
Then that one dude who rescued her, Captain Kitty or whatever.
He's easily swayed by money
Yeah.
and decides to double capture her.
Gotta keep you here till your aunt arrives to fetch you.
And I thought you were a nice man.
I have been nothing but a good guy to her. And then you show up only to try and foil my plans.
You truly live in a society.
Yep. And during that, Dr. Applecheeks decides to piss off the only two
Ass
people.
Cheeks.
Ass Cheeks, yeah. Dr. Ass Cheeks decides to piss off the only two people who could tolerate him for more than a scene, and he loses his ride, and then he has to steal an ice cream truck. It's okay, I'll admit that's pretty funny.
Alright. And then, I was gonna explain the rest of this, and I just, what
You
happened?
just forgot.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
just
there was a
repressed
chase
it.
scene, everyone drowned, everyone died at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is the ending, but sadly the audience wants the truth. So Tom and Jerry save.
They
Say, what's
really-
her name? Say they save. What the fuck's her name? Blue Jay or something?
know.
Like it's something about a bird. Like eagle.
Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, like something about a fucking Hawkeye, I think it was. Starling. Hawkeye Starling. That sounds kind of right.
Robin Stone.
Oh yeah. In other words, discount Anne Marie. So yeah, She, of course, knows how to ride a fucking pirate ship that he just conveniently left, that Kitty just conveniently left around. From this point, this is the only other good scene in the movie, kind of. The only good full-on scene. It's a giant chaotic chase scene. It's a giant chaotic chase scene where all of the villains, except for the Alley Cats, because nobody cares, chase after Tom and Jerry and, what was her name again? Whatever. While trying to get the fake $1 million reward, and it involves with lots of murder. There's tons of death. I wish, actually. And you'd think that the movie would just end there. And if it had, maybe it would have been fine. But no, it keeps going. It keeps going, and we need to have the scene where Robin's like, oh man, I'm gonna see my dad again, yay! And then it's like, nope, of course not.
By the way, her name's Robin Starling, and her house is called the Robin's Nest. Get it? 'Cause birds? Get it?
Daddy?
Hi, I'm Lenny.
No, Lickboot tries to grab her and force her back into that oh-so-great
And if anyone
rich
actually
boy.
thought her dad was there, you've never watched a movie before.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, then a lamp falls over in the struggle and the entire house burns down. But it's okay because Tom Selleck, who's surprisingly not that bad of a dad, actually comes and decides to save her. But not Tom and Jerry. He leaves them to burn and die. Funny enough.
And then, yeah.
It'd be better if you did it like this.
I always love how one spark can set off a house fire in like 2 seconds.
Okay, who let the nostalgia dipshit in here? Like, it's a log cabin. You're making me defend Tom and Jerry the movie of all things. It's almost like wood is a conductor of fire, you piece of shit.
Hey, hands up if you think they're actually dead. No, of course not. It's Tom and Jerry. Do you really think that a fucking house fire is gonna kill them?
But you gotta have that fake-out death just in case there was even a single, extremely generic trope left untouched.
Yeah, like, that is a trope that I can tolerate some tropes as long as they're written well, but the fake-out death, I fucking no. I
don't think I have
Unless
ever
you're like
seen I have never seen a fake-out death done well. Every single time I've seen a fake-out death, I know it's a fake-out before I even watch the movie. You can tell, you can definitely tell when something's a fake-out and when something isn't.
Yeah. And then,
Honestly, just as the background, the music they play, just the...
They always try to make it, way
way too
when
sad.
something's an actual death, it's usually very quiet, very, somber. And when it's a fake-out death, they just try to make it go over the top and just play this super sad music and just...
And then right before they come back.
Yeah.
What's the point of writing a super, emotional track and then just completely fucking it over next second? Alpha and Omega is a movie that really does that. And come to think of it, that does, Dougal does it,
Every
Open
fake-out
Season
death
does it.
tries the way you can tell it's a fake-out death is if they try way too fucking hard to convince you that they're actually dead.
Oh, are they dead? Are they dead? Are they dead? Are they dead? No, they're not dead.
And in the few situations where they would actually be dead, then God decides that, nope, that's not how the story's
I'm
gonna
surprised
end.
there isn't a fucking twist villain.
There were, though.
Was
If you
there?
count Ass Cheeks, because he was introduced as a nice guy. And
He
Gabe
was
for
as well.
2 seconds.
It sounds like they tried to make him a twist villain, but just gave up and nah, he's evil. That's just doesn't. Because he was acting nice for
Overly
30
nice.
seconds.
Wow,
30 seconds until he was a villain.
Well, we're getting tired. We may as well cut it at an hour 20 minutes. I think we're about done.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna.
Yeah, the
send
biggest
this.
problem is that we keep talking about this movie when we should just let it die, especially considering there's a new one coming out, actually. But I wanted to make a review about this because this was, fun fact, this was supposed to be the first Team DissTube review ever. But I put it off because I was so much more invested in the Mario anime movie. and a certain show that I would love to talk about in Terra New One in the future. Anyway, so yeah, Tom and Jerry the movie actually ends with them getting a new home. I guess the previous owner really did not give the slightest fuck about them, because she just completely disappears and never calls or files a missing cat report or missing mouse report. She probably just walked out when she saw that she was in this movie. By the way, remember how Tom and Jerry were supposed to be friends? No, the ending completely ruins that. If you
I kind of don't want them to be friends. So I'm kind of fine with that
I
part.
want to forget about this movie, so...
Yeah.
But, like, I actually kind of am pissed off at that, because, like, I'm not completely against the idea of Tom and Jerry working together, because there were episodes where they did, but, like, and I'm open to change, but, like, this movie both wants you to believe that they can't be friends, but then also, oh no, they are friends, and they have to be friends. Oh, but also, nope, they aren't friends anymore, and this entire thing was completely pointless.
This is one of the few movies that on an out of 10 rating I would give a 0. Like
Just a complete 0 out of
Okay,
10.
I have a legit question. Aiden, how do you think this compares to Dougal?
Dougal is absolutely atrocious in all of the best ways. It is so unfunny that it loops back around and becomes hilarious.
Exactly.
Hey guys,
This one, don't even fucking bother with this movie. It
guys,
is...
before the I hope before I go to AmeriCorps that that we get to do. I actually have been planning to do a retcon review of some of the old ones, particularly Alpha and Omega and Dougal, and I hope for Dougal you guys are there.
Okay, that would be
Because Sean's off in the military. Noah has a job. I mean, well, if I can get Noah, he'll be there too.
All right.
Just because he was there as well. So anyway, that was Tom and Jerry the movie. Final thoughts?
Don't
Don't
even
ever.
fucking bother with this movie. Some movies are really bad in a way that makes you want to watch them. This fails on every single level. It is bad in the absolute least interesting way. It's bad in the sense that it fills basically every animated movie trope,
And
like
void.
every bad animated movie trope to an absolute T, and does absolutely nothing interesting with them.
This movie's nothing but a waste of time.
Yeah. Jinx. Alright, so, have a good night, and see you next time.
What do we care about mice? What do we care about sweet? All that we care about's vice and deceit. Eating the mice, cheating the dice. We got no time for taste. Who's got the time to waste? We got a better plan to be as mean as we can.